to manage Git repositories. So what is Git? We'll learn about that later in the course. So basically, it is a service that allows you to collaborate with other developers in the world. It allows you to build, ship, and maintain the software, your software, on GitHub. And it's actually like the standard version. Everyone in the industry uses that. Apart from GitHub, there's GitLab and Gitbucket. GitHub is pretty much industry standard for most of the companies. So I hope people will follow hands-on. So I'll be starting completely from the scratch. I'll create new GitHub account. I'll show you how to create. I'll show you how to create repositories, how to manage them. So if you want to follow along, we can start. Open this github.com website and turn in sign in. You should create your account if you don't have one, or just sign in if you have one. I'll use some user, and I'll use an email ID, please. Okay, I should. So basically, you'll put in your password. You verify the puzzle. Pick the spiral galaxy. Yeah, and then you'll be able to sign in. I'll just sign in into my GitHub account. I have my password saved. Yeah, so here once you sign in, we'll be able to see something like a new repository button here. Here will be all the peoples you follow. So basically, you can see what others are coding if they want you to see it, and then you can click on new to create a new repository. It will ask you for a repository name. So for this session, if you are following along, make sure you use something like edit session repo. Then we'll create two more repos in the along the session. You can put as hands-on practice. With IIITDM. So you have option to choose whether you want your website to be public or private. So if it is public, anyone on the internet can see it as long as they have your username. If it is private, it is locked, only you can see it. And basically, you just create the repository. After creating it, gives you this setup that allows you to set it up with Git. But for now itself, we'll just create a new file from the browser itself. So I'll go to create new file. I'll type in the file name. So if you're here, I'll just go back to the repository. So yeah, if you are here and you want to create a new file, so we'll just create a new file and type in the file name. So I'll just say readme for now, readme.md, and is markdown. I'll say intro and okay, I am doing Git. So here's what is called a commit. So commit is basically when you register your changes. There's three parts of coding in Git or version control. Basically, first one is adding your commits. Second one is adding your changes. Second one is committing your changes, and third one is pushing your changes. For here now, here I'll put the commit as create new file, and here's commit description, which is optional, and you just commit the new file. So there, your file is created. All your files are visible here. And so yeah, that's how you create your first repository on GitHub with the browser itself. So next we'll clone this repository in Git and change it locally and then push it above. Okay, so let's open the terminal. So here I have Git installed. If you don't have it, you can do apt install Git. Here is not apt is. So if you are on Linux, Ubuntu or something, you can just do apt install Linux, and then you'll apt install Git, and then you'll have the Git. Okay, so any problems so far? Any doubts? Any questions? No? Okay. So I'll specify a bit of terminology. So I'll clear a few terminologies from this file that I've used, I've typed out. So there are directories. If I say directories, I mean folders. When I say CLI or terminal or console, I mean the terminal window that we have this. Then code editor or IDE, I mean anything that you can write code on. Even Notepad is fine, or Google Doc, which is. Then we have repository. Repositories, we'll call our code base as repository. If you are doing any project, we'll call that project as repository. Okay, so that's where you store your code. That's called repository or repo in short. Then once you have installed Git by the command apt install Git, or depending on your Linux, you have these options. So these are pretty basic ones. You have Git clone to download a repository from GitHub, suppose, or Gitbucket or GitLab. You have Git clone, you have Git add, you have Git commit, you have Git push, you have Git pull. So we'll discuss them further in the session. For now, it's just clone is to download the repo, add is to add the changes, commit is to save the changes, push is to upload the changes, pull is to download new changes if there are any. So we've signed up for GitHub, and then we created a repository, we created a demo readme file, and then we'll update the file. So I have this file. So if I show view code, then I can see the file. This is how your file is visible. This is the URL for the file. It is blob, then your repository name, then there's blob, and then your branch name. We'll discuss what branches are in the future. And then there's file name. So this is your file. This is edit this file. This is Git. I have added some new cool feature. And so suppose this was a very big code, something Python or something, and I added a new feature, and then I'll commit the changes. So added new feature. That's what my commit message says, and then I'll commit the directly to main branch. You can also make pull request. We'll see what pull requests are in few minutes. So I'll do commit changes, and then you'll see I have added some new cool feature. Now, where does GitHub come in? So basically, I have access to all my previous versions. So I have here something that I created 4 minutes ago. I have something that I created 13 minutes ago. So this was the initial file that I created before adding anything. So you'll see it was empty, and then green means added. So I added these two lines. Then you'll see I have one changed file, I have two new additions, 0 deletions, and then I can also, so this is what is called a commit. This is called commit hash. We don't need to understand this right now. We'll look at it further in the session. You can browse files, and from now what I'm looking at is this commit in the GitHub. So this is my commit right now. I'm browsing the code here. What I'll do is I'll move to main, which is my currently where I am. So I have this new feature. Suppose I had a problem, then I'll just do git, and I'll go to history and cancel these changes. I'll just have the previous file, right? That's where GitHub comes in. Now, if I suppose you have installed Git, if not, you can just do install Git on. Most of you are using WSL, so I'll do install Git on Ubuntu, and you should just have a single command. So apt install Git. That's it. And if you are installing WSL, then likely you already have it. So we have installed Git. Now we'll clone our repo. So we have this read session repo. Now I want to download this repository on my local machine so that I can edit code in whatever IDE I want. So if I'm used to VS Code, why would I go up and type code in browser? So I'll download that file. So you have multiple ways to download. You have multiple options to download. You can just do, you have this download zip, which gives you the zip file of all the zip file of the repository, and you can extract it. But you'll have the code, you won't have the commit history and everything. So what you'll do is you'll clone. So what you'll do is git clone https://github.com/ my username Athar Peddler / the repository name edit session repo. Press enter, it will start downloading the repository, and you'll see cloning receiving objects done. So I've downloaded the repository. If I do ls, I have this edit session repo now folder which is downloaded right now. I'll switch to it. I'll see it has readme file which we have here, intro and done. So I'll just cat it. You can see these are the content of the file. If you don't know cat, you should have attended the next session. Okay, so then so we have cloned our first repo. So what we'll do is, say I have created some more feature. I want to add one more new feature. So what I'll do is, so this was my code file, and I would just do, okay, I added one more feature. So thus I have added one more feature. Now what you'll see here is a cross. So depending on your terminal theme, you may or may not see the cross. I'll just tell what this shows. This is my folder name. This sign says that I have Git repository. This is an active Git repository, and then I have the branch name, which is main here. Then this cross says that I have some changes that I haven't saved or committed. What I'll do is git status to see what is different. So now you see we have modified the README file. So that's what it's saying. Your branch is up to date with the original main. So that means that there are no new changes on the main branch which have downloaded, but you have modified locally, and you need to add these git add or git commit -a. So git commit -a is a variation of add command. So we'll just do git add, and I'll specify all the files. So dot means all the files in the current folder and subsequent. So if the folder is there, then all the changes will be added with git add dot. What I'll do now is git commit and -m for message. So if you do this git commit, it will ask you for your identity. So this is where your authentication comes in. So so let's install GitHub CLI so that we can commit changes and push changes to the cloud. Or we could just do, for now locally, we could do config --global user.email, and I'll say server peddler at gmail.com. And then you guys are following, right? Somebody respond.
Yep.
Yeah, Tanya. Name, I'll say Athar. So I have my username. I'll put my username same as the GitHub user account so that I will be able to authenticate with my password from command line. So I have authenticated myself now. I've saved these two variables in my git config locally. Now I'll be able to do git commit. I do git commit and fail to start VI. So what it does is, since you haven't mentioned any message, right? So if when we did edit this file and then we put some edits and then you had this commit, right? So here, without putting some message, it won't allow you to commit. So because you need to know what you did in that change. That's what version control is said. So I'll do git commit -m and I'll specify the message. So I'll specify local changes added. Obviously, you'll have more meaningful messages. Like if I am creating a Django app and then I'll say initial commit, and then after creating models, I'll do git commit -m, created user model, created say post model. So your commit message should be meaningful and understandable. Upon git changes, if my terminal font is too small, I'll increase it. Upon doing this, I have git commit local changes added and one file changed, two insertions. So local changes added. So now if I do git status, I'll see your branch is ahead of origin by one commit. Use git push to publish your local commits. So you have successfully edited your repository locally. Now let's, since we edited the same file, it showed this message, modified readme. What if I create a new file? So I'll do vim new file .md, and I'll say this is a new file that I have not saved. That is not there online. I'll save this file. Now, if you see this, I have this new file along with readme file. Now, to see the status, if I do git status, you'll see untracked files. So basically, modified means Git knows that this file exists. It has a previous version of that file, and you modified that file, but you haven't saved changes. That's what it tells you here, modified readme.md. Now what it is saying is you have an untracked file. That means Git doesn't know that you have a file. So you have to add this file. So I'll do git add dot. Dot means everything. I can optionally I can do git add new file if I only want to add this file itself. Okay, so I have added the file. If I check git status, it will say changes to be committed. So now it has tracked the file, but there are changes that it doesn't have in its previous versions. So there's new file and then new file.md is the file name. I'll do git commit -m and say added new file. I can't stress it enough. Use meaningful git messages and then create mode, and you have new file. So yeah, we have created a new file. Track the file with git add commit and push the changes. So we'll now push the changes. If you see, these are the options that you can use to add. So you can do git add dot, or you can do git add dash all. Both of these are same. Or you can do git add file name. So if you have created 10 new files and say you don't want the 2 files which are not ready enough to be committed or changed. So you'll just do git add dot, git add the file name of the one that is ready to be committed, and then you'll do git git commit -m message and -m description. So the description is optional, but message is compulsory. And description could be like what describe your commit message. That's it. That's the description. Now if I do git push, if I just do git push, it asks me for my username. So I'll type my GitHub username that I use for sign in. Then I'll type my password. Password won't be visible. Authentication failed. Why? RBA. Oh, I forgot an R. Good luck, and then I'll type in. So I pushed the branch now. So you'll see enumerating objects, 8 done, and then counting objects, compressing objects, writing objects, and then total 6 to GitHub repo. So here's where you have updated the code. Your local code is present on the cloud now. So GitHub is like a cloud. So if I go here, I'll be able to see I committed 2 minutes ago and I added a new file. If I view my code now, I have these files. So let this clock signifies that I have 4 commits as of now. So if you go in a big project, there'll be like hundreds and thousands of commits. So I'll do 4 commits. These are my 4 commits. So this verified means it was committed through GitHub browser itself and it was verified. This was committed through my command line and the password was inputted while pushing right. So it doesn't know if it was actually me or someone who just knew my password. That's it. And I'll do, so I have this 4 file. I have 4 versions of my file as of now. And suppose I don't want this version, I can obviously go to this version. If I don't want this version, I can go to this version. That's where GitHub comes in. So these are called commit hashes. We'll learn about them when we are merging commits. Okay, so now you have So now, as you observed, it asked me for my GitHub username and password. And so if I'm so basically commit. There's a saying called commit often and push often. So basically, you should commit your code and save your code, add and commit your code as often as you can to prevent code loss. So I don't want to say if I'm again creating a Django website and then say I have 5 models and I added 4 models and then I committed, then if I decide to change the code base, I won't have any model again, right? I'll have to check all those 4 models. So what I should do is add 1 model, commit it, add 2 model, commit it, add third model, commit it, and push all of them together. That's how you should do it. And frequent commit will require you to put in your username and password. So pushes will require you to put in your username and password. To evade that, we should sign into GitHub and tell them that if I am using that I myself am using this Linux machine and everything that comes from this machine is sent by me. To do that, we use what is called SSH, Secure Shell Access. We learned about it a little in Linux. So you have 2 options. You can just go to your profile settings and I'll go to profile and then no, not profile. I'll go to settings. I'll go to settings and I can see here SSH and GPG keys. So these are my SSH keys. Now I have these keys and these are all my public keys. So it's not a problem if you see it. So you can generate SSH key, you can add new SSH key, but that is a tedious process. What we'll use here is GitHub CLI. And to download GitHub CLI, what you'll do is you'll do this. Brew, you'll download this brew. Brew is something similar to apt. I don't know if apt works till now. I checked 2-3 days before. Apt was giving some problem while installing GH. So GH is the GitHub command line. So I'll just paste in those 3 commands which are present there. I'll type in my password. So it will start installing the homebrew. I hope you are following along. If nothing else, you should at least follow along installation of GitHub CLI so that I'll know if anybody of you faces any problem. So installation might take a while. Basically, then after installing, we'll add our SSH keys with this GH authenticate login. So that will prompt us to log in through your. We'll see that in a while. So let's till it is installing. I'll create one more repository and we can like till it is being installed. I can just so now what we did till now is we cloned a website, we cloned a repository, and we changed a few things, and then we pushed it to GitHub. So what if I want to create some project? I say I start edit test edit session repo 2, and so I have this session, and I do say I put in some files. So let's say the index.html. Use the form. I'll put in something like hello, and then I have this one file. So what I want to do is now I'll want to push this file to GitHub. So as you can see right now, the terminal doesn't identify it as a Git repository because there is not something. There's a file called there's a folder called .git, which includes all your commit history and everything. So to create that, you do git init. So using master as the name from initial branch, and you can specify the branch names. You don't need to worry about that. That's something like GitHub decided to change its master name from master to main, and that's why it shows this prompt. So what is important is initialize Git repository, empty Git repository in home author edit session rep2.git. So if I do ls-la, I can see this .git file, and now it identifies itself as Git repository and master branch. And you can see before doing git init, it was not there. Now what we'll do is I want to add these changes. So git add dot, I commit these changes, so git add dash m, say initial setup done. And so there's this create mode as we saw before. Now if I do git push, we no configured push destination. So what it is saying is that, okay, I understand you want to push, but I don't know where to send it. So basically you are telling it to send it to cloud, but it doesn't know where exactly. So to do that, we'll go to your GitHub uh, main page again, home page again, and then you'll create a new repository. So you'll do new, and you create a repository. If you had a GitHub command line, you can do it directly. I'll just say see if the command line is installed. It's still installing. It is a quite big package. Okay, so right now what I can do is I'll create a repository, edit session2, edit dash session dash rep2, and I'll put in second repo for the session. I'll assume no doubts. And so for previously what we did is we created a new file and then we cloned it. So for right now we have your Git repository ready, but you just need to push it. So what you'll do is push an existing repository from the command line. So you'll just you can copy this. If I copy this, I won't be able to explain what commands are. So I'll just copy these commands and paste one by one and tell you what those are. So there's this get remote add origin. So get remote is something like your remote repository address, remote destination. And you say, hey git, go to remote, add one remote, name that remote. This origin is your remote name. You can put this anything. You can have it something like Kubla. But most of the time it is origin for the GitHub. And then if you are like doing something else like Netlify, then you can say git remote add Netlify and then the Netlify repository cloud address. So that's how you add your remote. You'll do git remote add, and then it says, so that's what I told you, right? Git wants you to change all your branch, master branch to main branch. This is optional. Git branch dash m is what you use to rename your branch. Basically, you just add the origin and then add the remote called origin and do git push. Now, if I do git push, it doesn't know current has no upstream branch. So now it has a remote, but on the remote, which branch to push to. So like remote will keep track of multiple branches, will tell what branches in a while. But basically branches like uh, copies of code which are different. So basically, if let's say, just give me a second. So let's say you started creating an app and you have this initial commit. Initially, you started with this commit. Let's call it a sample code block code, and then you proceeded along. You added a bit of changes, and then you keep adding. So this line of beads, which are beads are commit, and then this line is called one branch. And optionally, you can choose to dissect the code and work on different branch and create a branch. We'll look at that later. So basically, remote can be like this. So if you see the Git logo, it's something like this. So basically, it signifies branches. So there are multiple branches on the remote, and which branch to push to. To set the branch, you can do git push origin master. So there's a remote name and then branch name, or you can set upstream. So set upstream means Git allows you to specify a default push branch. That's what you will do to get push origin set upstream origin master. I won't set upstream. It's your choice if you want to do it. I don't like to do it. So I'll do git, and it's again asking for password. I'll just check if your Brew installation is done. I should have installed it prior itself. That's almost done, I guess. And it downloaded 409 MB. Okay, so for now, I'll just authenticate here itself. We'll look on authentication in just 2-3 minutes. As soon as the installation finishes, I'll put in my password and it will push it. So you have new branch that you created. So remote that didn't have any branch, right? So this is empty branch. Then you created a new branch, a master branch, and pushed it to master. So this is master. This master is your local master, and this is your upstream master, your this remote master. Now there's nothing here. If I reload, the push should be visible in here. If I see view code, there's this file that we created, and the commit was made 6 minutes ago. And what I did was initial setup done. So right now we looked at how to create repository locally. To create repository locally, you just do git init and add a demo file, try to push. You'll see that no upstream is available, and then go to GitHub, create a new repo, come back to terminal, add the remote, and then proceed to add, commit, and push. That's how you do it. Now I'll check if this thing is done. If not, then we'll move to learning about branches. So this was the basic things, and just check if GS is available. You can run those three commands. I'll just install GH, try to install GH from some other. Give me a minute. Any problems so far? Any doubts? Any questions? Anything?
Nope.
Nobody from juniors? Anything? Let me check if I have Snap. Oh, I have Snap. So I'll do Snap install GH. We'll start downloading the file. It should be over in a few seconds. Anybody finished? So I have this command gh now. Basically, it is command line for GitHub. It was recently released. So you have core commands, which are like basic commands. Gist issue. So there are something called GitHub gist, where you have single file code. So if you have a simple script, then you can create a gist out of it. So you just issue create JS repo clone, gh pull request. What we want to do is we want to authenticate yourself. So we don't want to put in your username and password along again and again. So what we'll do is get gh auth login, and it will prompt you. So choose where to log in. I'll do github.com. I'll log in with SSH, and I'll add the SSH key. Put some passphrase, something easy, but something at least. And I'll do login with browser. So it will give me this code. I'll copy the code. I'll go here. I'll press enter, and it will open a new browser. Which browser did it open now? Yeah, so it opened Firefox, and I have to paste this code here. So I'll just paste that code. I'll authorize GitHub to use GitHub, and authentication completed. So now let's see if we have authenticated ourselves. So I'll add something else. So touch. Check it. So, I have this test file now. I'll do git add dot git commit dash git new file git push git with origin master. So last one. Right? Uh, Tasking. Okay, so I'll check that maybe it needs you to just check if the SSH key was added here. That didn't work. We have a lengthy method. Yeah, GitHub Cli and Our Repo were used. I'll push it with GH itself. Git push. So if you want, I can tell you how to add your SSH keys manually. It is a rather lengthy process, and we'll skip it for now. We can do it later in the session if after the session, if there's enough time to do it. I had this, but this. Okay, so we'll move to branching, and as I told you, this I'll open the whiteboard again so we can explain what branches are. So let's say I started working on a project. I worked on it. My friend asked me that I should say make my site more secure, but I don't know how to do it. And till now, here say I did initial commit, and then I added models, and then say I created my website was live. Then my friend said that I should make it more secure, but I don't know how to do it. So I asked him to collaborate with me. I gave him the access to my repository, and what we did was he created a new branch. So this was my master branch, and this was a secure branch. So let's say secure. So what he did, he continued to work on it till he could he made he say added a new middleware, made the code more secure, added more secure, say anything. We made the code more secure, and then I kept continuing on my website because I didn't know how to do it secure, but I could work on Django, and then I did. So I added more new features. So this is where branching comes in handy. So basically, you can continue working on your own code, and simultaneously you can work on one more feature, and you won't mess up your code. You can just keep the both of them separate. That's where branches come in. So yeah, that's it. Branches are in that. And so why do you need branches? uh, to so that a new experimental feature won't break your existing code. Now there's something called merging of branches. So what merging does is, say you now this security branch is ready, it is completely secure. Now I decide that my friend decided that it is secure, and I'm ready to merge it. I can just do merge now. Then so what merge does is, at this point I do git this text right here. So at this point I input command git merge. And so what merge does is, all these are commits, right? I'll just highlight it differently. So this is commit on master branch, and this is commit on the secure branch. Commit is any code that is saved. So these are saves. So what I do is git merge, and then at this point, from master branch, I do git merge, and it pulls all these changes to the master branch. And so what I what anything from what it sees is, I have these master branch. I continue to work on it till these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 commits, and then say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have one more new commit in which I added a security feature. So it doesn't know that I worked on it and I did it in 3 commits. I tested it out. Nothing it knows. It just knows that I added a new feature here. That's where branches come in handy. Now let's create a branch. Before branching, I'll explain you what pull request is. So uh, let's say I decide to browse my GitHub, like I browse Instagram or something, and I come up to a website. Let's say let's keep it small. Let's say that is a syntax highlighting. So this is a repo that I don't have access to. It is someone created it. There are multiple contributors to it. Now what I want to do is I want to say I see some issue with it, and I see that it is not working properly, and maybe I'm smart enough to know why it is not working, and say I can change it. What I do is I do this git come back. I download the repository. I download the repository. Download the repository. Use git clone. We do git clone and then repository name. I'll just copy the command from here. We'll do code and code download. Copy from here. Git clone and so I've cloned it. So now I have this website here. It has same code as the current as what currently it is present there. So let's say I start. So I'm on master branch, and let's say I decided to say call it. Decided to work on bug fix, and then so that I don't mess up with master, I decide to create one more branch called bug fix. So I have this master now. Just clear it. How do I clear it? So I have this master as of now. I don't know what happened previously. I don't care. On this, there is a syntax highlighting repo. I have this master here. I downloaded the master, and locally now I'm here. Say commit M1, and then I need to create one more branch. Let's call it bug fix. Now I'll work on this bug fix branch. I'll make some commits to it. I'll fix the bug, say, and then I'll test it out. And then I'll push it to master branch, and then I'll merge it. So to do that, we'll just do to create a branch. We use git branch -b and then the branch name. All this commands are given in the file that I sent you, so that if you can even use something like Git cheat sheet, so that you have practice with these commands, and then with enough practice you'll remember them. Something happened. Happened? Oh, it's not Git branch. It's I'll say I want to switch to a branch, bug fix, and I want to create a new branch while switching. So what -b does is it creates a new branch. It should be here somewhere. So I do -b to create a new branch, and I do big bug fix, and switch to new branch bug fix. As you see here, it was master. Here it was branch. So I do git branch to see all the branches that are there. So I have two branches as of now. There's bug fix, there's master, and I'm working on bug fix, which is highlighted by a star here. So let's say I do some commit now. I'll say I'll add echo please fix. Let's say there was a small bug, and adding this file fixes the bug. Echo bug fix, file bug fix. You see I have some untracked changes now. Let's say I need to add one more. So I test it out. It works. Now what I do is git add dot git commit -m, and should have forked it. I do git commit, and I say I've fixed the bug. So I have this file bug fix, which fixed my bug. So what I did now was I cloned the repository. I made the changes, but I should have cloned the repository so that I would have a copy of that repository on my account, so that I can create changes, and I can push changes to GitHub. So to do that, I'll do Git. I'll come here. There's this button to fork. I'll choose where I want to fork. I'll click on author codec, and so it created a new website, new repository for me, named ZSS syntax highlighting. It is on my account. It is from this. So what I'll do is, I'll instead of cloning this repository, I'll clone my repository, a copy of this that I made. With GH, you don't need to specify everything. You can just do ZSH syntax dash highlighting. This is an alternative command to git clone HTTPS author codec. I should have specified my username. Let's use this itself. Sorry, git clone, then should be authorcodec.com, github.com/authorcodec/ZSS syntax highlighting. I clone the repository. It's getting cloned. I switch to repository. I add the file that I wanted. Let's say oh, use the correct spelling this time. Bug fix bug fix right. So I created a new file that is called bug fix file. If I do git status, I can see that I created a new untracked file. I'll add that file. Git add bug fix. And now if I do git status, I see there are changes to it to be committed. Git commit -m. And I do fix the bug. Right now I'm telling about pull request. We'll see the branching in a while. So I committed the change. I say I pushed it. Git push origin master. Input my username, my password, and I'm done. So I pushed it here. I should see the new commit here. Now see, I have this option here. This branch is one commit ahead of ZSH users master, the original branch from here, and I can I can create a pull request, or I can compare the files. So if I click on compare, I'll see what changes are there between those two. So there's this bug fix file, one addition, and rest everything is same. And these two repositories that I'm comparing. So base repository, ZSH users, and then other my own fork of that repository. So right now I reviewed the changes. I decide that I have fixed the bug. I want to create a pull request. So I click on create pull request. I type in a commit message, and I type in a comment so that the one who manages this repository is able to merge my pull request. So he'll be able to see everything that is changed, and he'll review the code, and he can merge it to his own. So if anybody can, if anybody is following along, they can say uh, create a pull request to my repository that I made, edit session repo 2, and then I can show you if I can merge that pull request. Anytime in the session you do that, we can see how you merge pull requests. Now that's all about pull request. And okay, so one more important thing: if you are working with some collaborator, like me and my friend both are working on a same repo, then before merging, I should do git pull. Let's go to branches now. Finally, we'll go to branches. So let's say I have this repository, test repo. I'll show you about the branches locally itself. I won't go on GitHub for you to show you the branches. I'll do git init to create an to initialize a empty repository. Then I'll add something. Say I'll open this in code itself. I don't have code. Sublime. Yeah. So I opened it in Sublime text. not it. This one. Yeah, so I have this test repo file. So I create a new file and I save it in, where was it? Say new file. I save it. I call it, say, master1 or index.html. And say I do here master1. So I wrote some big code. Don't expect it to be small. So I don't need GitHub for now. I'll just minimize it. So I have this index.html. I'll just say git status. There are untracked file. I do git add to track them. I'll do git commit to save the changes uh, added. For simplicity, I'll use the same commit message as whatever code I'm adding. I'll be adding master and master to master 3 and same commit message I'll use, so that it will be easier for you to see it. So I'll do git. It's okay if you don't understand this. What we covered now is all the basics you'll need. Branching is something that is quite advanced, not that difficult to. If you are able to follow it up with this session itself, it is well and good. If not, you can read some more articles on it and understand it. So I say I created a git commit. Now I'll see the history, whatever I have done. So I'll do git log to see history. I see there's commit with this hash, and I'm working on this commit. Git head is whatever code I'm seeing right now. So this is head code, and it is on master branch. The head is pointing to the master branch. So whatever code I'm seeing now is on the master branch, and the commit is master1. Let's say I decide to add one more uh, big chunk of code. I'll do git add dot. I'll do git commit master2. Now if I check logs, I have these two. I have a master1 commit and master2 commit. Let's say I encountered a bug and I want to keep that bug separate. Let's say it's a small bug in some small feature that I made, and I want to fix it, but I also want to keep continuing my work on the rest of the website. So I don't want to mess these two up. So I do git checkout to switch to a branch. I'll do dash b to say that I want to create a new branch. I'll do it as bug fix. So I checked out to bug fix. If I say git log now, you'll see there's master1 and master2 here. So what it did is uh, I had these I had this master1 commit, I had this master2 commit, and then I decided to create another branch. This was my master branch, and I decided to create one more branch. So this is my bug fix branch, and I haven't made this commit yet, so I'll erase it. So I created a new branch here. This is my master branch, which is intact as itself. So both the history of both says that there's M2 and then M1 here. Okay. So now what I'll do is let's say I know how to fix the bug. To fix the bug, I need to create say a new folder, and let's say a new file itself. I'll do new file and then say bug fix. Call it home.html. I'll save the file, and let's say the uh, whatever the code I needed was bug fix 1. So I made considerable progress, and I think whatever I did till now was confirmedly good. And I do then therefore I do git add all, and then I do git commit. If I see git status now, it will show me that there's an modified file, new file, which is home.html. So I'll commit this file to my bug fix branch. Git commit -m. I'll put the message as feature bug fix 2, bug fix 1, bug fix 1. You can see that if I do git log, there's this master1, master2, and then bug fix 1. And if I switch to git checkout master, there's this master1 and master2. Now you see that I haven't, this file is saying it is not saved because the master doesn't know that there's a file called this. So if you focus here, if I do git checkout bug fix, a new file appears there, right? So master doesn't know that that file exists. So it is not seen here. Let's say I keep continuing my work on master. I create one more commit to the master. I do git add dot git commit, and then I do master 3. This is my third commit to master. Now I can see git logs. There's master 1, master 2, and master 3. I'm currently on master 3. And say if I want to go back in history, I'll do git checkout. So git checkout command is used to move your head pointer. What head pointer I told you was whatever the code I'm looking at is from head pointer. So if I do git log and I say I want to see what my code was when it was on this master 2 commit, I'll copy the code, I'll copy the hash, I'll do git checkout, and I'll paste the hash. You see, head is now at 40F. So this is where the head is at now. It shortened the message. And if I open this file now, there isn't any master 3 right now. I created a master 3, but it is further in the future. That's why I don't see it now. You have options to switch it. You are in detached head state. So your head is not where it was before. Your head is detached, and you are making. You can look around, make experimental changes, and commit them, and then you discard any commit without implicating any branches by switching back to a branch. So this is how you go back in history to any commit that you want. I'll go back to head, git checkout master. So I'm back to the master branch, and you see there's three commits. Let's say I go again to bug fix. I know I got an idea how to fix the bug. So I go to home index.html, home.html. I decide that I want one more code here so that it is fixed. So I have this code now. I will add it. I'll commit the changes. I'll say bug fix. Right. If I check git log now, I have master 1, master 2. This was the history, master 1, master 2. I have also created a new master 3, so I'll add that here. I have this M3. Then I have this feature branch. I have bug fix 1. I have this bug fix 2. Let's see BF branch. This is master branch. So this is BF1 code, and this is BF2 commit. Now let's see. Let's say I've fixed the bug, and I want to merge that bug fix into my master branch. To do that, I'll use git merge command. So what git merge does is it will move all these commits back to this branch. Now there are two choices that you can do. You can say that I have fixed this bug. It was a minor bug. I'm sure that in the future I won't need to see these commits again, and I want to keep my this commit tree clean. I don't want these commits to appear there again. So to do that, what you can do is you can squash these two commits. Squashing commits is like you say you merge these two commits, not merge exactly, merging is different. Squashing commits is like you combine these two commits. Combine is the right word. Yeah, you combine these two commits and create a third commit, and then you just put that commit here. Now I'll show the git log first, so that you'll be able to see what is happening. So copy the log and paste it uh, somewhere new file here. So this was a log from bugfix branch. I'll check out to master branch and show you the log. So I have this log here. I'll do, so this is from master branch. This is from bugfix branch. So I'll increase the font size so that you can see. Yeah, so now what I'll do is I'll merge this bug fix branch into master branch. So I'll merge those two commits. So I'll do git checkout bug fix, the branch that I want to merge. Git checkout master. I'm on master branch and I'm saying, hey, the branch which I created, like the bug fix branch, give all your commits to me and I'll merge them with myself. So I'll do git merge bug fix. Not committing merge, use git commit. So right now it pulled all the commits. So if I say git status, I should see an untracked file new home.html. If I do git log, log, I'll still see the same commits. Now what I do is, so basically it has moved this here, but I haven't committed that code. So I'll create a new commit here, which is merge commit. I'll do git commit -m. I'll say merged bug fix to master. So I've merged it to master, and now you can see this master 1, master 2, then bug fix 1, then master 3, then bug fix 2, and then finally the merge. So what happened right now is basically in the chronology, what I did was I did this first, then I did this second, uh, I did this third, I created a new branch. This was my third commit, this was my fourth commit, and this was my fifth commit, and this was my merge commit. So what merge did is it it created, it changed the master branch like M1, then there was M2, then there's bugfix 1, then there's M3, then there's bugfix 2, and then there's finally the merge. So right now it was like bugfix branch never existed. I worked on the same branch and I coded the same thing. So that's how you merge branches. And if I go back to git checkout bug fix, I can still see every commit there. So I have bug fix 2. Now another thing you can do it, watch the commits. As I told you, I have combined the commit. So I'll do git log. I'll revert to where the master 3 was. So till I know in the history that it was master 3, it should have been more descriptive commit message so that I would know that when it was master 3, I hadn't merged this bug fix branch to my master branch. So I'll do git check git revert. So revert is basically when you want to undo those changes till uh, that commit. So I'll do git revert hard and commit hash. Uh, just give me a second. Oh, not revert, git reset. Revert is something different. You don't need to know it now. If you want, you can know it. It's something like reset has its uses and revert has its uses, but it's mostly like when you move to advanced like a bigger project, then you will need it. When you like there's something, when you use revert, you are like undoing changes inside the head itself. It's advanced concept. You don't need to see it now. So I'll do git reset hard, and you see head is now at master 3. So if I check git log here, see it's like that git merge never happened. So home is not there. I close it without saving. So we're back to here. I didn't merge this. So as I was telling you, you have an option to squash the commits. So git merge, I'll just help, and I'll search for squash. So squash produce working tree and index state as if real merge happened, except for the merge information, but do not actually make a commit, move the head, or record the get dir merged cause. So basically, squash commit, you squash all those changes into a single you squash all those commits into a single commit, and you do git merge squash and the bug fix branch. And so I'm at this stage now. I'll just undo it a little. So I'm here now, and I need to commit it. So I'll do git commit -m merged bug fix. So now I've committed here, but since I squashed all the commits, I won't be able to see these bug fix and bug fix 2. I'll be able to see only this new merge commit. So I'll do git log to see what are the previous commits. And as you can see, the merge happened. If I go to my code and see, I have this home.html and it has all those changes. But it's like I did all this in a single commit. So that's where you use squash. Squash is where when you want to keep your commit tree clean. And yeah, that's it. So you have your merged commits, and let's see what else you wanted to cover in this session. We created a branch. We merged with a pull request. So let's we can create a pull request. I got it now. Let's say I go back to my home directory where I had this edit session repo. I go there. I have this main branch. It has these two new files. I do git checkout to create a new branch. Switch to branch, create a new branch, call it new branch. So creative. Okay, git checkout -b. So as you see, I'm on new branch now. Let's say I added a new line, say miracle file, big file. Don't know spelling of miracle, but big file. So I do and it save it in file. So I see now there's this new file. I'll add that file. Okay, so I'll show you what selective adding does. Let's say I added one more file, small file. I'll do ls. So I have these two new files. If I do git status, it will show me both untracked files. What I'll do is I'll add the file itself. So if I check status now, it will say there are changes, but this file is not added. So when I commit, it won't commit this small file. It will just it will still be untracked, and the file will be committed. So that's where you use it. I'll keep the file that like that itself, assuming that I worked on the code, but it isn't completed yet. It is not at that level to save it yet. And this file is finished. I want to save it. It is at a checkpoint that I want to save. So I'll do git commit -m big file to be saved. So that's how your commit messages should be descriptive, so that you can read them later. And I'll do git push origin mean, no, not mean. I'll do git push origin new branch. Let me check if I create one more. If I create a new terminal, then maybe it will give me the access. Okay, so I switch to edit repo. I have one new branch. If I see git status, I have this sim file which is untracked. And if I do git log, I see that I saved this file, and I have this origin main, origin head, added new files. Okay, cool. So I've decided that I want to push it. So git push origin new branch. Still ask me for password. We have enough time. I'll show you how to add SSH keys. After cuddler and then password for after cuddler. I'll do. I was almost going to say my password out loud. Yeah. So it says you that create a pull request for your branch by visiting this website. Alternatively, you can just click on this link and go to the browser, or you can open your browser, go to go to your profile. You'll be able to see your branch repository there. What is the repository called? Ebook session. Yeah, Edit session repo. I go to that repository and I see there's a new branch here. So here are branches. I can go to new branch. I'll be able to see the code that is on new branch. I can go to main branch. I can compare these two branches. Say compare and pull request. It says that able to merge. That is, there was no merge conflict. So let us create some merge conflict. Let's say you are working with someone and you both edited the same file, right? So let's say git checkout master. Still audible, right? Didn't lose my internet connection or anything. Oh, people left. Cool. Okay, so I'll do git checkout master. Me, not master. And so I have this main branch now. I'll create a new file here, echo hello, and I'll change the readme itself. Let's say I add a 6th line that says hello world. Save this. I get added. I get committed. /m added the file. Get push it. Origin main. Ask me for password. Then I switch to the other branch, new branch, and I'll edit the same file from that branch. Check out new branch. I'll do vim readme, and I'll 6th run. This is what I did from new branch. And I decided to add it. I decided to commit it. Instead to git push it. Add a perf peddler. Put in my password. Both branches are pushed there. What I'll do is I'll go to my browser. I'll go to the website. I can see there are 2 branches. I can compare and pull request. Checking merge. It says that can't merge automatically because there's a merge conflict. So we need to merge it manually. So I will say create pull request. So there are the branch has merge conflicts that must be resolved. So I go to resolve conflicts. So this is where the changes are. So it says that new branch has this, but main branch has this. And the change is coming from new branch to main branch, and it will ask me which change I want to keep. Let's say I want to keep the change that was from new branch. So I'll just put this. So it says that 7th line, I want this from new branch. Let's say mark as resolved, and it says commit merge. So I have resolved the conflict. And you can now merge the pull request. So that's how you merge pull requests. Pull request successfully merged. That's it. That's it for this session. We've finished everything in the doc. Okay.